Hi guys, hi, how's it going? How you doing today? Hopefully today finds you well. Today I am doing the update to my Project Pan series. This is a series that goes with beauty community people like hand in hand, like we all, I feel like, do a Project Pan to some extent. I do a rolling project pan, so I have 10 items that I have in my project pan, and then as I empty things out, I roll a new product in. I don't do it like for like. I used to, but I don't. I just want to get through products in my collection. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, please keep on watching. For those of you new here, hi, my name is Donna. I am a lover of all things high-end colorful beauty and self-care. I also work in the beauty industry as a district leader for Ulta, and I get a lot of education in my position, so I like to bring you guys all that education. I do things like reviews, hauls, project pan, shop my stash, things like that on my channel. All the regulatory beauty YouTube content. But I also just kind of like to talk about makeup, and I'm assuming if you're here, you also like to talk about makeup. So I hope that you find that this channel brings you solace to your soul the way it does mine, and I hope that you'll want to subscribe before you go. With that said, let's roll into this Project Pan update. So today I'm doing a Project Pan update, and it's not a super exciting update, but it is an update nonetheless. I try and do these every single month. I also have a Shop My Stash every month and Palette Roulette every week, and I like to think about going through my product versus purchasing a whole bunch of new product to come into my collection. I do have 10 items here in this little tray to go over with you. I have a spreadsheet with all of my Project Pan information in it, but I also have this handy dandy piece of paper. I had to transfer all of my measurements that are from like my eyeliners and stuff onto this page. So I do think I did a really good job of making sure that I transposed what was on the previous page to this, because I'm finding that like as I go through the book, I'm having a harder time finding them. So I wanted to put them on a sticky note so that I was able to carry it forward. All that said, I am tracking on an Excel spreadsheet, a piece of paper, but also the weights and stuff that I take pictures of before I do these videos. Let's roll into some of these products. I think that it's quasi unexciting, but I also think it's quasi exciting. The first thing I want to talk about is this. This is the Fenty Pro Filter Hydrating Foundation. This is one of my favorite foundations, and I put it into this Project Pan because it was getting to the point where it was going to go bad if I didn't use it up. And I kind of have this mindset of hoarding things when they're my favorites. I don't want to use them because, oh my goodness, what if I have to repurchase them? Or oh my goodness, what if they go out? Like, what if they discontinue? I do think that this might be discontinuing, which makes me very sad because it's been for sale forever, half price at Sephora, and it didn't come to Ulta when Fenty came to Ulta. That makes me very sad. But I do like her eavesdrops too, so I'm kind of in this place where I'm like, is it really that big of a deal? I do love this foundation. This one is in the shade 260, which I cannot remember what that is, but I'm typically like light medium golden, light medium neutral kind of mindset. When we first rolled this in, it weighed in at 44 grams, and over the last several updates, it has seen some usage in its weight. It's currently weighing in at 38 grams, so I'm really proud of the progress that we're making. But in addition to that, you can see the usage lines on here. As I marked this on the first, this is where it's currently sitting. This is a nice medium coverage foundation that looks very good on your skin. However, as I said in the beginning of going over this product, I rolled it in because I do feel like it will go bad by the end of the year if I don't get use out of it. And I think that it looks quite a bit different on my skin right now than it has in the past. I can see a turn in formula. So I'm really happy that this is where it is. I do think that I can probably have this finished with sheer concentration on it. I do think that I can have this finished by next month. So I'm excited about that. That is down 3 grams since the last time I used it. And that has been in the project since the beginning of the project at the beginning of this year. The next one I have is the Milk Makeup Blush. It's a lip and cheek stick. It is in the shade Work. And this guy came in at 17 grams when we first rolled it into the project. It still comes in at 17 grams. I have used it quite a bit. It is what is on my cheeks today. I do love it as a cream blush. It was also a cream blush that I spoke about in my most recent cream blush bazaar video that I did, going through all of my cream blushes. I like this. This is the new full size for Milk Makeup, which I think is super smart because the full size used to be 28 grams. This guy comes in at like $21 for this size, whereas the 28 gram one I think was $40 or something like that. All of their giant sticks have drilled down to this little tiny size product. This is a perfect size product. I will not get through this product by the end of the year. To be fair, there's still so much product left in it, but any amount of usage I can get out of it is going to be great because it does kind of not smell fantastic these days. Not that it doesn't smell bad per se, but it's starting to get kind of that almost Play-Doh-y scent to it. Not quite. It's still got a little bit of a nice, not sweet scent, but a nice scent to it. But it is kind of smelling along the lines of Play-Doh. And typically when that kind of smell starts happening with your products, they're starting to turn for sure. That one hasn't broke out my cheeks yet. I've been using it pretty consistently especially over the last month, and it hasn't broken me out. So I think it's still along the lines of pretty good in formulation, but we will see how long I am able to keep that in here. This is the blush for you. I just want to make sure that I get those swatches in there for you. The next one I have is this, and this is a ColourPop Super Shock Shadow, and this is in the shade So Quiche. This is what it looks like. I feel like this will be the never-ending eyeshadow because I have used this a lot. I've used it to fix eye looks. I've used it to top over the top of eye looks. I didn't use it today, which I could have. Like, it would have gone really great with this eye look, but this came in at 14 grams when we first rolled it into the project, and somehow it is still 14 grams, even though I have used it 100,000 times. It went down at one point, it went down to 13 grams and then bumped back up to 14 grams. And sometimes that happens. I just don't know how that happened with this one because like there's no pan on it. There's been no pan on it. It doesn't grow, right? It doesn't grow, but somehow it isn't shrinking either. This is still just a super creamy, super beautiful, really nice eyeshadow. The color of it is really kind of like grungy lavender, and it just speaks to my soul on a very different level. It would have gone so well with this eye look and this shirt today. Yeah, it's got some lavender bits in it, so it kind of shifts a little bit lavender. Also, it's really grungy. I really, really love it. I'm not going to be butt sore if it doesn't find its way out of my collection this year. Any kind of usage is going to be amazing, but it, as I said, weighed in at 14 grams at the beginning of this, and it's weighing in at 14 grams now, and it has been in this since the beginning. The next thing I have here is this. It is the Milani Conceal and Perfect. It is, you know, kind of a really nice concealer, honestly. I've worn it several times on my lighter makeup days when I don't really just want to put a foundation all over my face. It's not a bad concealer. I actually quite love it. When we first moved it into this project pan, it weighed in at 28 grams. It's not a product that's been in my project pan since the beginning. I think it came in like in the maybe the last update. It's also not a product that I can see like wear lines on it. Not even through the light. So we have to base it solely on the weight of the product. Again, when we brought it in, it was 28 grams, and today it weighs in at 27 grams. So we're seeing a little bit of usage, not a lot of it, but we're seeing down 1 gram. That's really great. The next thing I have is the Milk Blur Stick. This is a stick much like the lip and cheek stick. This is just a primer, so it's a blurring primer. I feel like this primer is really silky, silicone-y maybe even. It goes on your skin really, really nicely, but it doesn't feel Like it's, I don't know, it doesn't feel like Benefit Professional. I think that that is probably one of my, honestly, and I hate saying this because I love Benefit as a brand, but Benefit Professional is probably my least favorite pore filling primer. I don't like pore filling primers to begin with, but that one, as far as I'm concerned, is not the best. This one doesn't feel, and it's all about the feel of it, right? The consistency of it and what it feels like putting it on your skin. This one doesn't feel like that. It is a very nice, silky smooth. I was going to swatch it for you, but there's truly no tint to it whatsoever. Really nice, silky smooth, balmy kind of consistency. I really quite like it. So this weighed in at 19 grams when we first rolled it in, and it weighs in at 16 grams today. So the difference between, I think, the usage happening on this one and the usage happening on this one is the blur stick goes all over your face, right? It is, well, kind of, it can. I'm putting it all over my face because I want to see some usage out of it. But it's a primer. The lip and cheek tint just goes on this little tiny strip of your face, on both sides of your face. This goes on your whole face. So I think that's why we're seeing a lot more usage out of the blur stick than we are out of the lip and cheek, right? And I think that we would get more usage out of the lip and cheek if I used it also on my lips, but I don't like putting something on my face and then putting it on my lips too. I'm kind of weird like that, but also I don't think that looks the best on my lips. So I quit wearing it on my lips, and I won't wear it on my lips. So it's only going to see as much usage as what I'm using on my cheeks. The next thing I have is this, and this is the Wonder Brow Gel, and I do believe I put this into the Project Pan last update, and it weighed in at 14 grams last update. It still weighs in at 14 grams this update, but I swear this is not doing anything for my brows, and I'm wondering if it's because it's empty. But then when I take it out and I kind of swatch it on the back of my hand, like I can see product, not a lot of product, but I can see product on there. So I think I'm going to give it one more month and see how I feel about it, and then maybe call it done, because I know that this packaging weighs at least that 14 grams, right? We've seen smaller packaging weigh at least that 14 grams. So I'm just kind of wondering if this is not actually gone in there and I'm just getting remnants or not, because I don't find that it's doing anything for my brows. It doesn't keep them lifted. It doesn't keep them like in one place. Like even running my finger over the top of them, they're not even remotely crunchy. And I know I say that and maybe everybody's like, cringe, that's gross, but like I like a brow product that keeps my brows in one spot, and usually that means like some kind of like crunchiness to the brow, and this isn't even doing that. So either it's water or it's empty. But we're gonna keep it in one more month. We'll see how it goes. Maybe when I swatch it next month there won't be any product on it, and that will be my telltale sign. The next product I have is the Cargo eyeliner. So this is it, and you can't really weigh this one, but I do have a picture of the line markings, and I have a picture also of me putting the line markings on the sticky note next to the line markings on the old paper line markings, so that you guys can see. I really did try to be very, very accurate when it came to transferring those line markings to the other piece. So this is where we are with the pencil, and I have to be honest, I'm quite pleased with the amount of product that I have been able to use. I mean, when I go from the 4-1 Cargo pencil line marking to the 5-6, there's a lot of usage there. And I did use it again today, and I didn't sharpen it, so this is where we're sitting. So it's going to be a little bit less than what that line shows. But I'm really pleased with the progress I'm making on this. I do think that I can be done with this in a couple of months. The next product I have is the Buxom Liner. Again, this is one that you can't really weigh, right? So we just have to look at the product in itself. And the line markings on this one are not fantastic, if I'm honest. This is what it looks like now. This bottom piece is just like a plastic bristle brush for you for lip, as a lip brush. This is used to be one of my very favorite lip liner formulations. I am not 100% that it is my favorite anymore, but I do still really love these. They're nice. They're fat, so it makes it easier to fill in your lips. And if you don't know, I use a lip liner and a gloss most days, and that is it. I very rarely use a lipstick because I hate my lips. It is the worst part, the worst feature, I feel like, on my face. So I love that this is fat enough that it doesn't take me much to fill in. The thing about this is, though, that I find is kind of an opportunity for it, is it is super creamy. It stays in one spot on your lips, but it is so creamy that if you are using it to fill up your lips entirely, you're sharpening it like almost every single use. Like I used this today, and I could definitely use sharpening to this guy. So I am happy with the progress that we're making on that, considering the fact that I didn't use it very much in the month of April. But I think with some consistent usage, because you have to sharpen it every time, because it's so creamy, I do think that I could get done with that in the next couple months as well. The next two things in here I think that you'll be really pleased with. One is this. It is the Shiseido Urban Environment Oil-Free UV Protector. It is SPF of 42, and this was my daily SPF since January, since we started this Project Pan. When we rolled it in, it did weigh 40 grams, and the last update it weighed 28. And today, it's empty. Oh, I got a couple dots out. Little tiny itty bitty bit. So I'm really happy to say that I utilize that every single day. It built an SPF behavior in my mindset, which is not something that I have had nailed down in my beauty routine for ever since I started this. And I'm really happy that it's out of my collection. SPF doesn't last super long, and this was a really nice SPF. I would repurchase this. I liked it because it wasn't necessarily a wet SPF. It kind of felt dry as you were putting it on your face, and it didn't break me out, which was a plus. The one thing that I did not like about it is that it also had a very horrible white cast. So I couldn't wear it like I had to put it on and then a moisturizer over the top of it, and then maybe some kind of like tint over the top of that, or powder over the top of that, to give my face color back, because this definitely took my skin tone and turned me into Casper the Ghost. It was kind of crazy. And then the last thing is this guy here, and this is a bronzer by NARS. This is the Laguna bronzer, and again, this is just a mini. I think I got in a birthday gift from Sephora. This is it. It is completely empty. It weighed in at 24 grams when we started this, 22 grams last update, and it currently is still weighing 22 grams, but it is empty, as you can see. But I had a mini that I got from somewhere, I can't remember, maybe from Gratis, and I also had this, which is a sample, maybe, because the other one I have is quite a bit larger than this. Maybe it's a travel size versus a mini. I don't know what the different sizes are. And this is it now. It is completely empty, and I did make sure I used every darn bit of it, because I did fall in love with this bronzer, and I'm super excited to now start using the other size of it that I have, not rolling it into a Project Pan. I don't want to be out of it entirely, again, with the hoarding behavior, right? This is the second empty that I've had for the month. I'm really excited about that because they're not declutters. I actually got usage out of all those things. So the two items that I am rolling in to take place of those two items that I finished are this one. This is an eye primer by ABH. This is yet another. I don't know how many of these damn ABH eye primer samples I have in my collection. I think this might be the last one, unless I get another one. This ABH eye primer, this one did weigh in at 4 grams on the 23rd of April when I actually rolled this in. I was out of eye primer last update, and I didn't roll in another eye primer into this, you know, project pan when I was out of that. I just kind of wanted to get some usage out of some of my other eye primers, and then I found this in my collection. So I was like, I'm going to roll in this other eye primer. It's a super easy peasy win, right? It's a win for me, an easy peasy, like, gimme product. It does come in, I think that you guys can see the line of usage on there. It's not got very much in it, and in my history with this eye primer, I know that there's probably an air bubble in here somewhere that I haven't encountered yet, but it does have still quite a bit in here, but I do think it'll be a give me product because I use eye primer every single day. It weighed in at 4 grams. I do think it'll probably be out of this collection by the next update, and that excites me. The last thing that I am going to talk about that I'm rolling in to take place of one of those 2 items is this. This is the Clinique lip gloss. I think it's called, it's a like pop something, Clinique pop lip something something. I don't know. I'll put the name of it entirely in here for you. I am wearing it today. It is on my lips today. I do love me a milky lip gloss. And I also really love the Clinique lip glosses. So I do have a usage line on here because when I hold it up to the bright lights in my room, I can see that demarcation line there. It doesn't look like that on the bottle itself, but this did weigh in at 13 grams, and I also rolled this in on the 23rd. I did finish the NARS Laguna bronzer. I finished on the 10th of April, and the Shiseido SPF I finished on the 23rd of April. So when I rolled in one of the products to, you know, replace the Shiseido, I also rolled in the second product that I hadn't pulled in for the NARS product as well. So those are the items that I'm working on now. So we do have like a foundation and a concealer and a primer, which I think is amazing because I've got almost everything I need for a full face in the project pan items that I have going. We have a blush, a brow product, an eyeliner, a lip liner, a lip gloss, an eye primer, an eyeshadow. Yes, I am super excited. So those are the 10 products that I will be working on for the next month, and I can't wait to update you next month on my progress with some of these. I do think that we potentially will see 2 empties next month, and that's exciting to me as well. So with that said, I do hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you're doing a project pan, I would love to hear about your project pan, how you're working your project pan. Are you doing a rolling project pan or just in an item usage? Are you doing an amount of usage on your products, or are you doing a fully complete usage product like mindset? I don't think I've ever done a I'm gonna use it for 30 uses kind of thing because I don't keep track with every single time I use a product. I just keep track monthly on how much use a product has gotten by weight. I think maybe I should track it. That might be fun. Maybe we can make that a totally different project. But with that said, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I do hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like. I would love to know if you subscribe to my channel as well. I'd love to welcome you in the comments section personally. I do respond to all my comments, so if you've got a video idea that you'd like to see, please drop it down there. I would love to see those ideas as well. I hope that, you know, May is treating y'all kindly so far. We're kind of midway through it already. If that isn't a thing, that's insane in my opinion. Who knew the whole year could just fly by the way it is? But I do hope that you and yours are well, that you're staying safe, that you're sane, you're healthy, and you're getting along as best you can in this crazy world we're living in. And I hope that you're loving each other, but loving each other from afar. And until next time, bye friends.